So we're back at we're back in the mailbag now. Okay. The next one is from Patrick Eborn, subject to Zelina Vega situation. Hey crew, just want to gather your thoughts on Zelina being let go shortly after her tweet on support unionization. Do you think Alistar is going to follow? And what would unionization do to the business in these times in the past? Much love. Enjoy the content, Patrick. We've talked about unionization a lot on the show. She should have. I mean, they gave her the 30 days, and she didn't release her Twitch. So then they fired her.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, bro, if they want, I'm just telling you, if this unionization in wrestling, bro, if the Actors Guild strikes, like if they become part of SAG, then they have to strike too. Then the show doesn't go. Oh, I don't know. I wonder how much. Like you hear Andrew Young say, union, and then you hear the dirt sheet guys go, yeah, Andrew Young said union. You hear the fans go, yeah, union, and like these are not people in the business, right? So then you start having like some of the people in the business, because they're listening to Andrew Yang and they're reading the dirt sheets and everything, and they're going, yeah, union. I think they need to be explained what's going to happen if wrestling's unionized and the money is coming out of Vince McMahon's pocket to support the unionization of his wrestlers. First of all, at the bargaining table, they're going to start bargaining with the guy over what do you call it? Creative control. And it's like, okay, so who's going to win that bargain? No, I'm not going to give you guys creative, because then if you give everybody creative control, the show can't go on, right? They're just going to be bargaining a lot of things. I can see them getting health insurance, but the only problem that these people got to think about is like you got to like get a bunch of wrestlers in a room and say, hey, look, and I don't even know if they want if every wrestler is going to be unionized, like everybody, like even indie guys, because if independent wrestlers are unionized and the promoters on the independent level are given like all these restrictions and everything because there's a union they got to deal with now, they just might not run shows.
Yeah, they probably won't because that's
that's number one, right?
I think they should do something like how they have the NFL's players union. Like have a WWE union for WWE. You know what I'm saying? And maybe one for AEW. You know what I'm saying?
Because here's the thing too. You got to talk to the boys, the wrestlers. Then they need to understand.
They do take. There's no. I don't care what anybody says. They do take advantage when a wrestler doesn't have pension, when he doesn't get paid for overtime. All these things that they do. Classifying as independent contractors when we're not. So there's a lot of things that do need to be fixed.
Well, I would just say this, and let's okay. This is a perfect example because you brought up the questions, okay?
Right.
And so I say, okay, yeah, we're going to take care of all that, but but Vince McMahon's going to be footing the bill. Okay, are you guys cool with getting paid less? So are you fine with the wrestling? The way the wrestling are the wrestlers fine?
Maybe okay.
Here's a question: who is cool with the way it works now, making the money they do, or would you like to kind of force people into a union where it's understood that, like, okay, hey, I got to actually give up something now because they're not going to be paying me as much because it's unionized now and stuff. Everything. It's like, I don't know if I'm cool with that, right? So the people that want to unionize are going to have to unionize like everybody that might, and under the assumption that they should be cool with getting their compensation decreased.
Right. Well,
and I think that the discussion
decreased. But they're getting medical health, which if something does happen to you, you don't have to pay for it, or your spouse. Yeah.
This is what we have to talk about. But here's the thing, though: people that get hurt in wrestling, you're fine. They cover it.
Right.
So you don't need health insurance for anything to happen in the ring, bro. It's like you're making a lot of money. I mean, do these wrestlers not know? Hey, for $350-$400 a month, you can buy yourself some good insurance.
Right.
Like zero deductible stuff. And like if you're making $15,000 a month and you want to if your unionization might make you cost you only $12,000 a month because you don't want to buy $400 worth of insurance. I just think these people need to dive a lot deeper into this than on the surface conversations, which is basically what they're having. So it's
I just think that there are a couple of things that need to be fixed. Like I said, there's no pensions. The NFL guys get pensions. NBA guys get pension. There's you don't get paid for overtime. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed. So, and that would happen through a union because they're obviously not going to give it to the boys any other way. That would be the only thing I would see. That I would be in favor of a union.
Well, let me read you guys something real quick because I don't know if you've seen it. And it says the SAG president has promised support for the WWE talent. On Friday, WWE announced that Zelina Vega was no longer working for the company, noting only that WWE has come to terms on the release of Zelina Vega. We wish her all the best in her future endeavors. WWE did not give a reason for letting Trinidad go, but sources claim she was fired for launching an OnlyFans account in defiance of the company's new policy on supplemental income streams, such as Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Cameo. Shortly after the announcement, Trinidad tweeted, "I support unionization." And then the head of SAG, President Gabriel Carteris, who was on 90210, I don't know if you guys remember that name, recently issued a statement in support of the wrestlers joining the organization. Wrestling is as much about media as it is sports, and we are going to directly engage with members of this profession to help them find ways to protect themselves. As more people reinvest in unions and as more working people are harassed by employers who don't want to protect them, SAG is committed to doing what we can to help professional wrestlers secure the protections they deserve. And then it talks a little about how Andrew Lang's discussed the same thing. So the SAG president has already made a statement about it. So,
bro, this is a useless conversation. These people know nothing about the wrestling business. They know absolutely Andrew Yang, SAG, the president SAG. They know absolutely nothing how wrestling works. And it's just like they need. It's like if anybody really wants to start having this conversation, you actually have to start having the conversation, kind of like the conversation me and Conan kind of sort of just started. You have to start asking questions. Okay, because everybody's just saying, "Oh, let's unionize." Oh, Vince McMahon's evil. Yeah, that's it. Union. Okay, what do you want? Like what exactly do you want? You want health? You want health insurance and pension? Okay, what if Vince McMahon decides, okay, you can get private insurance through our company, and we'll start giving you stock options. Would that be cool? Like you work there a certain amount of time, you start getting stock options. I don't know. It's just like
right. It's a conversation that needs to be had, and for too many years it hasn't. And
so who sits at the table and has it? And that's the first. Is another part of the conversation. Who has the conversation?
Right.
The people outside the wrestling business, the Andrew Yangens and the dirt sheet guys. It's like no, you need to get people inside the wrestling business. And then that's not just like I support unions. It's gonna get you fired. It's like what are the pros and cons of unions? Should be the discussion. I said she didn't even know what she's supporting. I support unionization. Okay, I've asked her. As Zelina Vega, somebody go on record. Okay, what is unionization? That's where you join the union and you get the health. Like they don't even know what the hell it is. You know what I'm saying? They just know that she's on Twitch. They told her not to because you're using the company to promote yourself and making bank. And and you think that's the only issue about unionization? Come on. All right, let's go to the next one. Unless you guys got a comment.
Yeah, I don't know much about unions because I've never been in one. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So it's like,